Good morning. This morning I'd like to just share a short story with you to illustrate to us what the made up mind is. You know, it is so important for us to make up our minds when we want to pursue a certain cause in our lives. The made up mind really illustrates how we should not and how we cannot deviate from the path that we have set for ourselves. You know, Bartimaeus was a blind beggar. He was always on the streets, and his entire life was spent really sitting down on the streets begging. One day, he heard that the master will pass by that way. But there was a crowd of people all around him, and he knew that the master could heal him of his blindness. You know, as the day came and as the crowds were there and as the master came nearer, he shouted out very loudly, "Master, Master, have mercy on me." You know, the people all around told him to keep quiet. "Bartimaeus, you should not shout. You should keep quiet." But he knew that his cause and his solution was right in front of him. And so he started shouting even louder, "Master, Master, have mercy on me." You know, when we know that our solution is in front of us, when we know that our goals and our objectives can be met, if we are determined enough to get the answers for ourselves, we will not give up on our pursuit. You know, as he shouted loud enough, the master heard that cry. And the master said, "Bring Bartimaeus to me." And he asked Bartimaeus, "What is it that you would have me do for you?" And Bartimaeus said, "That I might have back my sight." The master looked at Bartimaeus and said, "Yes, go in faith. Arise. Your faith has made you whole." And Bartimaeus got up with his sight restored. You know, this is a simple story, but it's an illustration of how we should never give up on our goals. There are 3 steps that should really help us chart our course when we have a clear goal in our lives. First, we must really believe. Second, we must put on that spirit of excellence in our pursuit. Third, we must never take no for an answer. It is when we have these 3 steps that we will have the 4th step, that we will never ever give up. This is how life will cut us the successes in our pursuits, to really be clear in our vision of what we must do and how we must be relentless in our pursuit. You know, in our pursuits, when we make up our minds, we must understand that a made-up mind cannot be shaken. I will never forget the time when, you know, I got really intrigued by Mount Kinabalu East. Mount Kinabalu East is the other face of Mount Kinabalu. You know, most people climb Mount Kinabalu West, but I had heard of the thrills of Mount Kinabalu East, how it had to go up a 2,000 vertical rock face to really reach the eastern plateau where you walk to the highest point in Mount Kinabalu East. You know, I started dreaming about it. And then one day, after I've heard enough, I decided that I will climb Mount Kinabalu East. Now, the danger of Mount Kinabalu East is this. If it rains very heavily, you can't come back because there is a gully there that is filled with water, and you might be caught on Mount Kinabalu East for a couple of days. And that would be dangerous, especially when hypothermia can set in. After I've made up my mind, so many people came to me and say, Hock Siew, don't do it. It's too dangerous. You can't. You are not a serious mountaineer. If you go, you might not come back. It's 2,000 feet vertical up into the skies. You have to use ladders and ropes. You can't do it. Everyone said that I can't do it. But I had made up my mind. I started training. I did weights. I did, stamina. I did endurance. I trained very, very hard. I really believed that I could do it. And I knew that I had the spirit of excellence in me. And so I just did not take the nose in my life. After training, the big day came. And as we started, I was really walking without too much confidence. But I knew I had made up my mind. And I knew that I would not give up. We came to the rock face where the 2,000 feet climb had to start. And as I started, I knew that I would reach the highest point in the east face because I had a made-up mind. I knew that whatever the difficulties, I will press on and I will never give up. Yes, my friends, I reached the east face, one of the few people who have climbed the east face. And I want to tell you this, the small little steps that we take always take us to our goals. And if we will never ever give up, we will definitely stand at the summit with the wind blowing in our face and understanding what victory really is. God has made us to be just one such person. God has made us to be a person who is a winner, a person who understands what it is to overcome each difficulty that comes into his life. This morning, as you listen in on this message, I want to encourage you to lift up your spirits and not to give in to defeat. COVID-19, yes, it's a terrible pandemic, the worst that the world has ever known. And yet, amidst the difficulties, I am reminded of my climb up Mount Kinabalu East, that whatever the difficulties, when we have a made-up mind, we will surely stand tall at the top of mountains, and we will understand that we were made to achieve the great successes in our lives. God bless you.